Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is John if you're new here, and today I have a little story to tell you guys. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching.
And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go.
So today I have a little story for you guys. I wanted to share with you a little dating experience that I had, and if you can tell by the title of this video, yes, I went to the hospital on a date. Not my proudest moment. So to backtrack and to give you kind of a little history, what happened, this happened about 2 years ago. It happened in July, and it was about July 3rd when this guy and me met up. I went on a date. It was a Tinder guy I met on Tinder. We went on a date. We hit it off, and we ended up seeing each other the next day, which was on the 4th of July, when we went to the beach. It was very romantic. We watched the fireworks. You know, whatever. It was really cool and it was cute. And we started talking to each other again after that, and it was a Friday, and I ended up seeing like a horrific car accident that day. And I know those people died, and it's very sad and it haunted me, but it made me really think about my life and about God and thank God every day. I was texting this guy and he was like, you know, why don't you come over? You know, I know you're kind of stressed and you had a hard day. Why don't you come over and just hang out? So I was like, okay, cool, I'll come over. So he lived in Huntington Beach, and I went to Huntington Beach and I met him, and basically we were hanging out, and then he was like, you want to try some weed? And I was like, sure, why not? I never tried it before, and you know, I'm really stressed out. Maybe it'll help me kind of calm down because I had a hard day. So he ends up giving me a bong, and then obviously I do the hit just like he says. He says, you know, breathe in deep or something, and I kind of like make sure it kind of like sits in your throat a little, or your lungs in a little, and like kind of burns. And I was like, okay. So I did, and you know, I did that. Maybe I don't know how many hits I had on, to be honest, 3, 4, 5. And you know, I was feeling okay. I was kind of feeling a little bit, and we ended up watching a movie. He was right next to me, so we kind of like holding hands and shit. A few minutes in, I honestly started feeling kind of funny, kind of like it was hard to breathe. So I was like, you know what? Let me lie down. I think I need to lie down. So I ended up lying down, and I was like, maybe I want to go to sleep. So I tried going to sleep. That didn't work. It was kind of getting worse. So I ended up going outside because I was like, I need fresh air. I can't breathe. So I went outside, got some fresh air, started feeling better a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm fine. So, and I went back inside. And then I sat back on the couch and watched, you know, again, and it kept getting worse. I couldn't breathe. My heart started to race faster and faster and faster, and I couldn't breathe. It was like, what the fuck? So I ended up going lay down again. It just got worse and worse. I was like, guys, I need to go to the hospital. Like, I need to go to the hospital. Can you take me to the hospital? So they're like, oh shit, okay. Because I didn't think anything out there. I was like, oh, it's just you. It's new to you. You know, you're overdosed, maybe too much. Just go to sleep. You'll be fine. I could not fall asleep. So I was like, guys, you gotta take me to the hospital. I gotta go. So I end up going outside again, and then it just, you know, as I'm walking and stuff, it starts getting worse and worse. My heart's beating so fast, so fast. I'm breathing like crazy. Like I can't breathe. Like I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? In my head, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck did I do? I'm gonna die. And then I fell to the floor. Yeah, I fell to the floor and I couldn't get up. And like at that point, my heart was beating so fast and I could not breathe at all. I couldn't move. I was hyperventilating. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna die here. Like, this is it. I can't anymore. Like, this feeling is unbearable. And obviously I scared the shit out of, you know, the guy I was dating and his friend. So they immediately called 911. They're like, he collapsed, blah, 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 call an ambulance over. So they did. During that time the ambulance was coming, I was like obviously dying, and I had an out-of-body experience. You know, I was like, damn, I'm just sitting there like, this is it, you know. I know it's funny now that I can talk about it, but at the moment, it was not funny at all. I really thought I was gonna die. I was seeing different lights and certain things like that, and I just was hallucinating. I wasn't there. I couldn't breathe. And I was like, this is it. I'm gonna die in this guy's arms. Like, oh my god. But he was like very reassuring. He was very calm. He was like, John, you're gonna be okay. Just hold on. You know, they're coming. just stay with me, stay awake. That's what he kept saying to me, stay awake. And I was like, okay, I'm trying. So finally the ambulance comes and the fire department comes, paramedics, and they like look at me, they situate me, they check my pulse and everything. My pulse, I kid you not, my pulse was 190 beats per minute. 190 beats per minute. That is insane. If you guys don't know, your pulse is supposed to be about 60 to 70 beats per minute, especially for my age. And if you're working out, about like 150, 160. 190 is like crazy. That's like almost heart attack status. So I was like, what? So they put me into the ambulance. They took me away and they took me to the hospital, and it was legit around the corner. Like if I could have gotten in the car, I wouldn't have to pay the ambulance fee, but yeah, I couldn't move. So what ended up happening is they gave me a pill and it kind of basically calmed me down. Every so often my heart would start racing and I couldn't breathe, and then about 10 minutes later I'd be okay, and then it was the same thing would happen, to start relapsing. So I would go up and down, and what ended up happening is, yes, I overdosed on weed because it was my first time and I never knew how to do it, how much to do, blah blah blah. But I had a massive panic attack associated with that, and that was what caused my heart to go like crazy, my ability to not breathe. And if any of you have ever experienced a panic attack, you know the feeling, you know how bad that feels, and it's a scary feeling because sometimes it feels like you're gonna die, you can't breathe. It's just a tremendous experience if you've ever experienced it, and if you've not, then you're lucky, and I hope you never experience it because it's very, very, very traumatic. And since then, I've had panic attacks like crazy. Once your body has one, you kind of have one over and over again because you remember, your body remembers that experience that, oh, he couldn't breathe at one point. So anyways, I ended up going to the hospital. They released me. You're like, you're fine, you just need to rest. So I went back to my friends, or the guy I was dating, his house, and I went to bed. It was very hard to go to sleep that night because I was still like feeling like I can't breathe and my heart was going. And I finally fell asleep. The next day I woke up. I was still kind of feeling it a little bit, but I was like way better than I was. And then I obviously went home. My hands would not stop tingling and were numb for about a week and a half. The THC was still inside of me that, yeah, it would not get out for about a week and a half. And I looked it up and I was like, why are my hands tingling? I'm so scared. Like, what the fuck did I do to my body? It was also associated with my panic attack because it was so massive. Panic attacks can also lead to heart attacks. So it's a real thing, and it's a real disorder as well. A lot of people do get panic attacks. And I read, after I did my whole shebang and experiment, I read that marijuana and cannabis, whatever you want to call it, or weed, makes a very anxious person more anxious than they will be. So if you have high anxiety, you're going to make your anxiety worse by taking marijuana. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. I have super high anxiety, and that just made it worse because it increases your heart rate. Obviously, if an increased heart rate can cause someone to be more anxious. So that's what happened to me. And I had a traumatic experience, and that was a fun date. We ended up not dating after that. I think I did see him like once or twice, and then we ended up not dating anymore. He ended up ghosting me, and I was like, whatever, dude, I'm way better than you are anyways. But that was my little experience. I went on a date and ended up in the hospital. Not fun. Don't recommend it. Don't do drugs, guys. Even if you want to try it, just don't do it. I wanted to try it. I had a bad day. Did too much. You live and you learn, you know what I mean? And I'm still here today, thankfully. But till this day, I will never do that again. I will never smoke anymore ever again. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Please remember to follow me on social media. My links will be down below. I have Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. And tell me what you guys think. Did you like my experience? Did you like this little story talk? I can do more little date stories because those are kind of fun to talk about. I have a lot of them. So yeah, very interesting things to talk about. Tell me down below what like your craziest date you ever went on, or like have you ever ended up in the hospital like I did? Okay guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Never give up, and until next time, bye.